Hey everyone, it's Grin again. It's time to talk about Midrange. No, not in Yu-Gi-Oh! That will be another video. Today we're talking about Gundam. The TLDR is that Midrange in Gundam doesn't exist anymore, nor is it very good, for some reasons I'll mention in a moment. To the best of my understanding, Midrange basically boils down to some combination of ping and blockers, generally expressed in blue-red, red-purple, or purple-blue, a strategy which was extremely popular until the banning of the Amuro and Mikazuki pilot combination and the Angsha. Rest in peace, you war criminal. It's a shame that the control strat is really cool in action. You can have some insane turns for sure, like anytime you can proc the NT1's ping effect to kill a unit and get its draw, or resolve that dumbass Gates Kappa card to obliterate a board full of 1-1 tokens. But because the units that primarily facilitate ping also die to incidental ping in other decks, e.g. the Gun Tank and the new Astray Shrike, or don't provide bodies themselves, e.g. the Close Combat Command, all range attacks, even Darkness Finger when it's teched outside of exactly Red G Gundam, and because blockers are really punishing to attack with, since you want to hold them up to block, particularly if your opponent still has more cards in hand than you could feasibly block at the moment. It's super difficult for midrange to convert a controlled board state into actual shield damage more often than not, especially when the best pingers, like the G-Fred, which needs to stay alive for multiple turns to continue generating advantage damage with its repeatable ping effect, isn't worth resting until you can guarantee a kill with it, or the Kshatriya, which presents so much board threat over multiple turns that it just sort of lightning rods damage onto itself and rarely ever gets to untap, or just gets umroed out if you're unlucky enough to not get to swing with it while you're still developing your board or, God forbid, waiting for Marita to show up. I'd also like to mention the red Phantom Pain deck, whose gimmick is using Stella and her unit to force the opponent to discard. This is also theoretically mid-range, since it's about high-quality units, but it also aims to swarm the board ahead of curve and doesn't really want to play blockers, since they can't contribute to the swarming or the hand loop. This deck would also prefer not to play ping spells, commands, for the same reason, as we generally move away from commands in favor of units outside of the extremely AP efficient or versatile commands like Darkness Finger. I would argue that Phantom Pain is still aggro at heart. That's it everyone. If you have any thoughts on this, feel free to argue in the comments.